So if you look at the 3M link, you'll see that my life was in pretty much disarray. I just threw a rock through a window over at, one second, Kennington Court Apartments. Was there for about, anyways, there's a lot of things going on in my life at this point. I threw, so they evicted me. And, it's actually very tough to find another place. Apartment complex. It is, they get very, these apartment managers, they get really cocky, and they're like, what did you do? They say everybody's talking amongst each other, so it's basically I can't get into another apartment complex, and everybody seems to enjoy the power that's instilled with the fact that they can, look up information and talk between everybody. Everybody's coordinated, so there was no way I was going to be able to get into another. I had to find another place to live, and this guy had a place right. It just worked out. I had found a place to live within a week, but it looked. It looked bad. It looked real bad. So we looked for a house, and then that was where it found this Kevin Mortinson, this landlord. So he rents. He's got about, I don't know at this point, 5 to 10 houses, something like that he leases out. But so. We didn't really. I think we told him we had been evicted. Yeah, we did tell him. I think we told him the story a little bit. Seemed like a nice guy, but it just seemed like after the next few weeks or months, it seemed like something changed. It's almost like like I've heard about you. I've heard about you, Roller. And this is before I knew I was being followed, by the way. I was like, what? I've had a dentist problem at this point. At this point, I had a dentist problem. And I'm like, with what's his name? Dennis Sheldon Peterson. And I'm getting wind that people sort of cared about me or watch. It's sort of like I'm getting indication that people actually give a crap about me. And that's the sort of the eyebrow raise, like, yeah, I've heard about you, Roller. I've heard about you. I mean, it didn't say that. It's just a look in their eye, like almost yeah, wow. This is you. This is the role that I've been hearing about. And again, this is before I'm being watched. So I was like, what the hell? Anyways, over the next few months, I guess I gotta admit, I was a pain in the butt to this guy, to this landlord. I would find kind of, I don't know, stupid things to complain about. I was a butthead. I was a very anal, like similar to my neighbor Dave, but not that bad. Nobody can be that bad as neighbor Dave, but. Things that needed to get fixed. I mean, the place was a little bit. It had been run down by, I think, drug dealers. So the place was really smoked out, and he painted it freshly, and really he fixed it up pretty nice. So really, it was. I have to admit, I was just a pain in the butt. But let's see if I can recall the things that. I don't know. Give me a second. I don't know. I must have had him fix something. I can't remember what it was. But within the first, say, 2 or 3 months, what happened, I must have had him fix 2 things or something. And it must have been stupid. I can't remember what it was. But it probably did need fixing. It's just that he's not a really, he's sort of a handyman, but he doesn't like to be. He likes to just collect the check. So I'm out doing so. I think the whole family is. We go out maybe to the Bahamas, come back. I think it's maybe for Christmas break. We go to the Bahamas. When we get back, the door has been broken in. The door has been crowbarred in. Crowbarred. I mean, literally just forced and then kicked in. And we get there and the door's wide open and the place, nothing was taken. I don't know how long it's been that way, but I forget how long we were out, but, it was like So, call the police over, and and I get on the phone with Kevin, and I'm ripping him a new one, saying, "Why the hell did you do this, man? What the?" And he, he didn't really admit to anything, but he got over right away and fixed it, and said, if you want to move, you can. If you want to, but he's trying to scare us out. He didn't admit he did that, by the way, but I mean, it's just bizarre that he would he would break in his own door. I mean, if it was a burglary, things would have been taken. There was nothing taken. So he broke in his own door to scare us, like some burglary thing, to scare us out of there. Well, that didn't move us because I can't move. I can't move anymore. I got an eviction on my record now. I really can't move anywhere. So I really don't really want to at this point. But I sort of chilled out on the calls, maintenance calls, whatever. Here's one thing I can remember that I was paying him. I'm an electrician, and I had him fix the light socket, the light switch, so that it worked. And I'm trying to, while he's doing it, I'm kind of like sort of helping him or showing him what to do. So it's like I'm being a smartass because I know how to fix it. I just didn't do it myself. It's like, maybe I didn't want to pay for the stupid switch or something. I forget. I think this switch was bad or something, or I think it was the outlet. The socket was bad. So, I have to admit I was a pain. But I don't know if I quite got the gist of it. But that figure, this guy, I keep forgetting to give you the synopsis of what he's done. I was a pain, and as a result, he, I think, poisoned our family, our water supply, and the water softener, and then later helped to conspire to kill and murder my brother-in-law, Wade Cartwright. And this is the synopsis of what I'm getting into here. I should have given you this at the beginning, but sorry. Anyways, so this is what's going on. I'm telling you the story. What led to this? There really is no excuse for violent behavior for being a pain in the butt tenant, which I guess if I just want stuff fixed, I guess I'm sure there was stuff that really needed to get fixed. The place had been run down by some drug dealers, so he bought it dirt cheap from them, from some kind of auction or something. So, anyways, new carpeting. I think new carpeting and and a fresh paint job. So the place did smell of a stench of smoke still, but it got better over the next few months. One second. Remember the dryer went bad. And I was kind of coordinating with him as far as who pays for the new one. I guess there was one when I came in, but evidently there was some kind of conflict about who should get the next one because it's sort of a tenant issue that tenants bring in their own washer and dryer, and I didn't feel like dealing with that. But we ended up buying it. But in that pain in the butt, something went wrong, and I think in the process of checking out the dryer, I think we had to check out the dryer to verify that it was something what was wrong. And he got so mad at this that he put a screwdriver through the hood of my Honda, of my car. He just got fed, and it just didn't put a hole. Didn't put a hole through it. It's thick metal, but a huge dent. So I ended up taking that to get that fixed a little later on. I realized I am at war with somebody I cannot defeat. Now, I'm not sure where the poisoning occurred, if that was after this. I think it was after. Oh, boy. It was right close to the same time, but I believe he was just so fed up that, and maybe in coordination with 3M or whoever these people are that want me dead, he can easily get into the house. He's got a key. So I'm suspecting he got into the house, put something in the water softener to tamper with our water. So we cook up some stew the next day, and we're all sick. We're all not throwing. I don't know if I didn't throw up, but my son did. It was a little over 1. He's on the floor beside me. Now, had he been in the crib, what had happened is he coughed up a vomit and was suffocating on it. And there was little noise being made from that cough up. And luckily it had been by my feet on the floor, otherwise I would not have heard it. Wife didn't hear it. I was the only one to hear it. Picked him up, slammed his back, cleared the airway, and the kid was crying for dear life because that's what was at stake. The kid almost died. Anyways, had he been in his crib or someplace 10 more feet away, he'd be dead. And that's the sad. It's really. I suspected Kevin, but I think this was after the hood of the Honda, and I just realized that I'm at odds. I'm in the gambling that can be done with. There's little evidence that can be done. You know, this could have been food poisoning, although my wife has never cooked a bad meal that has any food poisoning ever. In fact, I've only been sick barely in my life ever, but we were all sick. We were all sick from this. And Maria was pregnant with daughter Nicole. You know, I suspect conspiracy of murder, 4 attempts. And like I said, I don't know whose help he was getting that egged him on to do that. And then the murder of my brother-in-law. Hang on. I wrote some notes. It's called All My Woes. I wrote this back in '99 when I realized I was being watched. I made a document, and anyway, so it helped me understand what happened back then. And the story, I'll give you an example of the buttheadness that I have. A tree fell over on top of the house. Yeah, I think it fell on top of the roof. And he took care of that fairly quick. That was. I'm going to show you how anal I was. He took care of the tree, and there was a stump left. And I asked him to remove the stump, actually grind it down, and actually remove the stump. So this is how anal I can be. And at the same time, I'm looking through these notes, and there's actually a realism to the pain in the butt that he is too. So even though in hindsight I realized there was the dryer I mentioned. It did take 2 months for him to check it out. Some other things. Give me a second here. The outlet took him 4 months to get that checked out. Let's see. He's supposed to put in blinds. There was no blinds in the place. Again, this place had been ravaged in previous tenants that were, drug tenants. So there was supposed to be some blinds. That took 3 months for that to be delivered. He was supposed to deliver that immediately. He said he was going to. Took 4 months for the bathroom outlet. Check that out. The 1 month to clean out. There's some garbage left over from the previous neighbors. I guess as in a different light, I guess we as home takers should take care of some of this stuff, and that's probably what he was thinking, that we could take care of this stuff. So upon one second. Well, I'm reading this thing, and it is yeah, it's I can see why he would want me dead. I can see but I'm actually even though I was a bit anal at times, there's literally, this guy was a problem. I mean, there was just a tardiness to the things he was doing. Let me see here. In the break-in, he could have easily have broken the glass. the door that he broke in, trying to scare us away. It could have just amazing. Just kicked out the door latch. Everything had been kicked out, and it was actually found outside. The evidence was, it's like he picked it up from the inside and threw it outside. I mean, the door jamb. I mean, everything had been kicked in. God, this guy is like, wow. Yeah. So what I was accusing him. I sent a letter saying, I accuse you of doing this, and I need a polygraph. And that never happened. I guess he put in a washer at the beginning of when we first moved there. So that was the confusion about the dryer issue. That we ended up paying for that, but there was some conflict about who's going to pay for it. And anyways, he paid for the washer to put that in, but I guess he put a hole in the screen of the door, screen door. I'm unsure why. It was just there upon this new dryer. So that was kind of, he was pretty much fed up. I believe that's the break-in occurred shortly after that. He's pretty much fed up. When the dryer went out, again, right away, the hood of my Honda had been, a flathead screwdriver had been put through but into the hood. So I was trying to send him statements that he did it in, like a polygraph of some sort. Trying to get compensated for the dryer. That never happened. And shortly after the dryer issue and the hood, he went on vacation for 3 weeks, and that's when Wade's murder occurred. I suspected he did it. Then after that the poisoning of our water, that was in August, around August of 1998. When the break-in occurred, I could talk him right into it, almost like I got him to almost confess over the phone. So he didn't want to ever talk to me over the phone again. Only would talk to Maria. 1 second. When trying to get compensated for the dryer, we took it out of the rent, so we got less rent. And then because he didn't get his check, I sent him a letter saying why the reason for the less check for the dryer. He proceeded to try to evict us. We then realized, I mean, then we paid the full amount, so we realized we were not going to get anywhere. I realized, I thought I had some power, and that, but when the poisoning occurred, I realized that I was powerless. I realized from the court thing, from almost getting evicted, that there was a little power that a little small guy like me can have in the system. That when we suspected we were poisoned, I told the wife that we've been already reamed a little bit by the court system. This break-in of this door, the police didn't really do anything for that. It's becoming we need to shape it up, I guess. We need to start kissing some butt, because this guy can attempt to kill us, and there's little that can be done. I didn't even report the poisoning thing, but I'm going to try now to bring this issue up, and I'll worry about Wade's murder after I get my poisoning investigated. But I'm just realizing the level of danger that I put myself into with this guy. I mean, I realized that I was a bit anal with this guy, but he was also anal too. So, that leaves no excuse for trying to kill my family, nor my brother-in-law, if that's what happened. I guess I should say that in April, on my main site, on mytruemature.com, talk about a spiritual experience where I was getting all these spirits. It was a big hit on me. Involved all my people of the entire past. And one of those was KevinMortinson, involved in the hit on April 27th, 1999. And it was interesting. After that hit, it wasn't very long before I got so scared, I guess, that my parents convinced me to move to Redwood. So, and in my spiritual experience, when I awoke, when I awoke this morning, I was able to spiritually kill Kevin Mortinson. He shows up at the door when I was talking about having to move right away. Shows up at the door. I'm assuming doubles are being used. Hollywood doubles. Does it look like him and acted like him? No, he actually acted pretty cool. Anyways, the same face. It was. I got to talk about this back in that journey, that it seemed like doubles were being used. And if that wasn't the case, then in reality, I didn't do anything with my spiritual power. It's a weird. I was able to waste people with my godly powers after that morphization. So I was able to defend myself and retaliate against all the people that tried to kill me the night before. One of them was Kevin Mortinson. Again, I saw him. I needed to move immediately. I was scared for my life, and he shows up to assist. And that was the last time that I saw him. Like I said, I don't know if it's doubles used or what. I don't know what that's about, but I'm going to take a guess that that was a double. But boy, did it look like him. It was Hollywood makeup. It was Hollywood effects. And I think for those people that if I did kill them, what happened is that it it unraveled, and everything went back to normal. About after the journey was over, level 1 journey, I called it. It was about 2 or 3 months later. It all went back to normal. So I'm going to say that Hollywood doubles were being used there, and that's impressive work. Whoever's doing that. I did use Kevin for a reference for next apartments that I used in Sioux Falls, and it must have been a good reference because I got the apartment. So that's kind of amazing when I was reading what was going on with the guy. It's amazing that I got a good reference from him. My sister I'd also wasted from that morphization. And there was a Hollywood double there I saw as well. And I noticed that after the unravel, which seemed like my sister was acting much nicer to me, everybody that I wasted was acting nicer to me. And that may be why Kevin Mortinson gave me a good reference for apartments. I'm pretty sure my teeth problem with Sheldon Peterson, the dentist, was probably as a result of Kevin Mortinson's problems with me. Not to mention the mob, but it's Kevin. He got indoctrinated by the mob, and I just didn't realize. I mean, from reading it, I realize now that my life was in quite a bit of danger, and so that's why. That's just pretty much the reason for the main hit on April 27th of '99. Was for this, just because of Kevin Mortinson, so, yeah.